It's the end of May and I have a garden update for you. This month, things started thriving and I am so excited because honestly, there was a moment where I didn't think anything was going to work and I just spent all this time and money and effort into something I really, really wanted and nothing was really working. And all of a sudden, we had this beautiful week where it was so sunny and warm, and even though I hate the heat, with a passion, it is magic for the garden. And everything just started to emerge and thrive, and I am so excited. This month, our focus is automatic watering. I have a dear friend, you guys might know her from some of my previous videos. I hiked the part of the JMT with her. She's actually the one that helped me get off the mountain after my back went out. And she's a beautiful, beautiful human being, and she has moved across country. She asked me if I would be into driving across country with her and help her get some of her things to her new house. And of course, without hesitation, I said yes. I've always wanted to drive across country, and although we're not going all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, we are going to Michigan, which is farther than I've ever driven. So I'm really, really excited about this adventure. However, this means that my garden is going to be left alone for 2 weeks, 15 days. And I anticipate coming back to everything being dead unless I can get this automatic watering system up and running. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, especially on my own. So I just went to the hardware store and just bought everything. And I'm going to do my best to figure out the cheapest, easiest, most direct way to get these things watered and then return everything that I didn't need. And so far I've had one pleasant surprise. The 1/2-inch tubing that I purchased fits across the entire length of my garden. So I think that I can just use that instead of a bunch of hoses that I purchased for like $50. So those will be really great to return if I don't need them. So right now I'm working on that. I'm working on getting this 1/2-inch tubing across the length of my yard, hitting as many spots as possible so that I can then put I believe it's a 1/4-inch tubing attached to that. And then, I don't know the terminology, but there's so many YouTube videos out there that will explain this better than I am. Again, this is not an informational video. This is a personal journal about my experience as a beginner farmer in an urban environment. Today is day 3 and our final day on this watering project because tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I leave for 15 days. And right now, I don't have an automatic watering system set up. I'm almost there. I've been working really hard on it, but it's still not quite functional. I believe this is for 2 reasons. One, I waited till the last minute and now I don't have any time to really put thought into this project. And 2, I'm really working hard at saving money on this project. So I did get a bag full of old sprinkler automatic watering. You can actually see it right here in the back, these white things. My next door neighbor gave me a bunch of his old watering stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but pipes and PVC pipes and tubing and whatnot. So I've been trying to figure out what all this stuff is and then go to the hardware store and fill in the gaps. So the main question right now is, do I use this soaker hose stuff that was inside of the, it's a massive helicopter coming. It's fire season, y'all. Okay, so do you hear that? There's 2 of them. 2 CAL FIRE helicopters. Hopefully they're just on a training run. Always makes me feel so nervous when you start seeing those helicopters. Anyway, back to watering. So I have this drip line stuff that I was given. It was free, and I have quite a bit of it. Or I was sold these things, and I'm supposed to make a tea and then attach thing. I'm not sure. But if I can save $5 a piece on these by using this, that would be incredible. I'm just not sure that today in the 11th hour is the time to take that risk. Because like I said, I leave tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and I don't really have time to make sure that this works. So this is a me problem. I created this chaos, and now I'm doing my best to figure this all out before I work at 9 a.m. this morning. I had about 2 hours this morning set aside specifically to work on this frustrating project before going to the salon. I had spent most of the time just trying to get all of the different tubings into the correct connections, because once they're connected, there is no way of separating them again, and with such a small budget, I did not have any room for error. I didn't get very far before needing to clean up and get to work. After a long day in the salon, I went back to the farm to finish this never-ending job. It's times like these I wish I had the means to hire somebody who knows more than I do. The tubing did eventually fit, but the system was still failing, and I was out of free resources. Or at least that's what I thought. I am documenting my frustration right now because I think it's really important to share the good times and the bad times when it comes to life. And right now I'm having a bad time. I am sitting here with my chickens just to try and calm down and relax and recenter myself after 3 days of struggling with this darn watering system. Now, I have tried to figure this out by going onto YouTube and by asking people at hardware stores and whatnot. And I've gotten close. I'm like 75% of the way there. But there is an issue that I've been struggling with for hours now. And thank God for my friend Amy, who stopped by to pick up some stuff for our trip and was like, oh, the emitters are blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what she said. But basically, most of my sprinkler system is emitting a certain amount of water, and the other part of the system is emitting a different amount of water, and the two do not play well together. So I'm ripping out the part that doesn't work, going back to the hardware store and getting the rest of the supplies that I need to finish this project. It is about 95 degrees today. I'm hot, I'm angry, I'm dirty, I'm tired, I'm over it. But I'm going to keep going because I know that when I come back from this trip, I will be so disappointed in myself if my vegetables and my fruit trees that I've been caring for so diligently are all dead. So I'm going to put my big girl pants on and get this done because I need to be done. With Amy's advice in hand, I had just enough time left in the day to make one final run to the hardware store before my ceramics final. The next morning, before the sun was up, armed with all the new information about water emitters, I made one final attempt at finishing a working automatic watering system. I was able to use a lot of the hand-me-down things, saving me a ton of money. Minutes before I was meant to meet Amy, I turned on the water for one final time, and y'all, it worked! I couldn't believe it! Everything was getting the water it needed, and I could finally go off with my friend for a much-needed adventure, knowing that everything was going to be taken care of. I learned so much over these frustrating days. I'm not quite sure that I'm ready to dive deeper into automatic watering systems, but I am sure by the time I get back, I will have a handful of new ideas and hopefully some new knowledge to add to my ever-growing toolbox.